Hey YouTube, it's Undead73 making another episode of Knife Talk, and today I'm going to be talking about design philosophy, which is basically the design intent behind whatever knife it is. And I have three knives here that, in my opinion, have very distinct philosophies behind their design and reasons for why they were designed. Now, like an example, like there's some knives out there that are just designed, to be a good knife, to have good ergonomics or whatever. These knives, in my opinion, were built for specific purpose. So I'll just start with the military. Spyderco advertises the military, as a knife designed to be a soldier's utility blade, so that, it's large yet lightweight, just to do any of their slicey type cutting tasks. I think, though, that in the years the military has been around, it's sort of evolved into just a high-performance slicer. And it's also a platform for super steels. There's been a lot of super steel militaries in S90V, CTS, XHP, M390 they have coming out, D2, M4, BG42, S60V, S30V. So really, it's a platform for super steels because the blade and the grind and the geometry lends itself to being a very good slicer, very good at cutting. So it once started out as sort of a soldier's utility, transforming into a purebred slicer for the market. And the Tilt is another one of those knives. Now, it's not advertised as this, but this is just my opinion after owning it and seeing, how many are made and whatnot. There's only 300 Tilts slated to be made. So first off, that's not very many. And second of all, I think that this knife, the point why they designed it was twofold. One was to showcase as a company what Kershaw can do. This has pretty much all their proprietary technologies. It has the frame limiter cutout prevention from overextending the frame lock. It has a composite blade, which is Kershaw proprietary. Sorry for the bump. And it has the Kershaw velocity technology, ball bearing pivot. In addition to that, it's very radical in terms of its design, and it features top shelf materials. So in addition to being just showing what they can do all in one knife, in my opinion, they designed this knife with winning awards in mind. This is basically an award-winning knife. They designed it to be that way. If you're looking around at any other knife at like Blade or whatever as a judge, and you see this crazy-looking knife with all these crazy-looking materials and ergonomics and super steel, how would it not win? They designed this knife to win an award. So that's my opinion, at least. They might say something else, but for my opinion and owning it and carrying it and whatnot, that's why they designed it. Same thing for like the Volt, the original Volt and the original Speedform. A lot of these like production companies, Kershaw especially, they'll make these high-end boutique runs that win awards, and then their lesser models usually don't. Some do though, like the Leek won Knife of the Year, I think, one year. And then the Sebenza here, in my opinion, and it's also been said by Chris Reeve, the Sebenza is a folding knife that was designed to achieve, a working folding knife as simply as possible. The blade has one thumb stud standard. You pay extra for the other one because it's really not needed for a right-handed knife. You have one position for the pocket clip. The handle, the front scales is plain titanium, and the back is also plain titanium with the lock incorporated into the handle. All the screws are the same size on this knife. You need one tool to take it apart. And it's very easy to disassemble and reassemble. The pivot bushing makes perfect opening and blade centering every time you reassemble a knife. So really, the whole point of this knife was to make a working knife as simple as possible. You look at other Chris Reeves, like the tie lock. That's obviously not designed for simplicity. It's a very complicated knife. Even the Umnumzan, in my opinion, isn't. It's sort of simpler in the sense that it has one giant pivot screw, no extra stop pin. They're just the thumb studs and one standoff. But it's sort of too simple in a way. There's no pivot bushing, so you have to worry about blade play. You have to have a special tool to take the pivot apart. and it has the washers on the thumb studs that make it quiet, but then that's just one more part to wear out. So, in my opinion, this Sebenza is sort of the epitome. You know, that's sort of the best one in my opinion. So, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that all made sense. I found it entertaining and interesting. And thank you for the views, requests, and everything. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.